Hey, how you doing today? My name is Relyea, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today, I wanted to talk about 5 different Hollow Knight mods that are currently in process, and these are really big, either expansions or something that's gonna like change the game of Hollow Knight, and they just look so cool. So this includes Fyremoth, Hallownest Vocalized, Maskbearer, Pale Court, and the Sanctuary. Each one of these is either some sort of mod or expansion and just makes the game a heck of a lot bigger, and I'm really excited to just kind of share and talk with you guys about where each of these projects are in their development cycle and kind of what they are. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. The first project that I want to talk to you guys about today is, of course, Hallownest Vocalized, and I believe that's what, wait, it is Hallownest Vocalized, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people do think it's Hollow Knight, which I get it, but yeah, it is Hallownest Vocalized.
Hallownest Vocalized, perfect. And we got CC Mackey, the one, the only. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really just want to learn more about your project. You're the first up, so can you tell us a little bit, just at a high level? First off, what is your project about? What are you working on?
Well, yeah, thank you for having me on. Hallownest Vocalized, basic summary. The project aims to program English voice actors into Hollow Knight, so we can enhance the player's immersion when interacting with the bugs of Hallownest. That's why I started it. When it's completed, we're gonna have just a mod that you can download from, I think, from like a Google Drive, and you'll play it, and it will have every single character, NPC, book, inventory item, hunter's journal, anything that puts text on screen will be given voice.
That's awesome. So how many people are working on the project? As far as one, I guess for your thing, this could be split up in 2 different things. Like, how many voice actors are there, and then how many people are working to put the project together?
All right. So 6 people worked on the trailer for the announcement trailer, not including myself and the programmers. 6 voice actors. 117 voice actors in the project. Voicing it. I have 2 programmers on the team who are working on it. Red Frog and Mulhima. I think that's both their names. Awesome guys. Awesome. They've done an amazing job with this project. What else? Some people from my Discord server did help with some technical stuff, so those guys as well helped out. And then me. I'm the director for the project. I was the one I didn't come up with the idea technically. Someone else did try this idea back last year.
Oh, interesting.
It's been a year now since, I think his name's Ravenbane tried it.
Oh yeah. I just know him from his YouTube videos.
Yeah, Ravenbane and Grin tried this, but I don't know what happened with it. It didn't seem to go anywhere, so I asked if I could pick up where it was, and I did. So I just what I did was throughout the entire summer, I worked on just getting everything set up to actually take in voice actors and start working with them. So that involved just getting scripts ready, getting like the scope of like how many words each voice actor would have to do stuff for, setting up the website for them to audition, all of that, which was worth it in the end, because now I didn't have to scramble come now.
Right.
And then it happened. We got like over 5,000. We got 5,346 auditions.
Whoa.
For the project, for people to voice in the project.
That's recordings. That's not individual people, right?
Yeah, it's not individual people. If I had to guess,
still, that's a lot.
Yeah, if I had to guess, there's definitely over 1,000 people that auditioned. I don't know if it goes into the 2000s. I have no way to check, but I assume it's about 1,000 people auditioned.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So, and then overall, kind of how has development been going for it, as far as the dev side of it, and also just getting the voice actors going and up and running?
We have a little problem with, we're not too sure what the overall volume of audio.
Oh yes, yes.
For a character, so like how loud their volume is, like if do they sound too loud? Is the gain too high or low? We don't know currently what the mod wants that like overall volume to be for every single character.
Yeah.
So we're gonna determine that like actually really shortly. I think probably within the week we'll determine that. Once we do, we're gonna have to go to all the audio that I have, and we're gonna have to lower or raise the volume. Yeah, we're gonna have to normalize it all to meet that specification. At that point, I can probably get audio engineers on to help with that, because that's a lot of audio to go through and do that for.
Yep.
I don't know where to look though. Is the problem.
All right. Well, if you're watching this and you are you know anything about audio engineering and think that you could normalize some audio for CC, where would be the best place to reach you? At email or DM somewhere?
Twitter. You can contact me on Twitter at ccmaci. That's ccmaci. Or you can, if you are like in my Discord server, or if you know my Discord,
I'll make sure to leave a link in the description. Yeah.
Yeah, my Discord is at ccmaci #7808. So if you want to contact me on Discord, that works too. So I did say for the scope that we're gonna add voice to every single word in the game.
Yes.
Fun fact though, I could not figure out a reasonable way to add voice to the prompts whenever you get a ability like the Mothwing Cloak or the wing or the Monarch Wings.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't really work giving that voice. I've realized we could give it voice, but it's more of a. It just feels more like a game thing. Like it doesn't feel like it needs to be given voice, and I feel like it takes away if the it doesn't work.
Maybe it's like an inner dialogue.
It is like, yeah, right.
But if there's no voice,
you got it perfect. It is pretty much an inner dialogue with yourself.
Like, hey, I found this thing. This is how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So we're gonna not give that voice, and I mean technically we're not giving the main menu voice either. So
yeah.
But yeah, everything that's related to the game and I don't know, just immersion, we're giving that voice.
So how long have you guys been working on the project?
Well, as I said, it technically, when I wasn't working on it, when Ravenbane and Grin were working on it, they were trying to work on it from like December 2020 to April 2021. And then I picked up in summer, I think in June. From June to August, I was working on all the pre-setup for getting voice actors in, which took a long time mainly because I was also making YouTube videos during that. Like I was making lore videos during that. It was a very busy time for me. And then we released the trailer. And then from August to now, I've been working with the voice actors and getting their audio finalized and all that.
Got it.
So a year now. Technically, this idea has been worked on for a year, but personally, I've been working on it since June.
Okay. Yeah, so a little bit. So do you have any ideas as to when this will be ready? It could be a general estimation, or I don't know, just a rough sense.
So when I started the project, I really wanted to get it out before Silksong, for multiple reasons. Just for a lot of these modded Hollow Knight games, they act as filler. Not filler. Filler is a bad word. It acts as things for us to do. as we wait for Silksong to release. But when Silksong does release, not as many people are going to be interested in these, you know, these mods, these side projects. So I'd really like to get it out before Silksong, though. I don't want to rush and lose quality in the product. That's not what I want to do. If Silksong ends up coming out first, it ends up coming out first. That being said, I personally, now this is not me saying that it's going to come out this time, but I personally want to get it out hopefully early February.
Oh wow, okay.
But I do not know if that's going to happen. We are on a really good pace and we have a lot of momentum with getting audio in. This project is too big for me to be able to estimate accurately when it's going to be finished. So it's definitely going to be finished early 2022. I don't know if it's going to be early February. So hopefully it is.
Do you have any idea as far as like what percentage you're already done with collecting audio as of right now? And for anyone listening, this is recorded November 30th.
As of today, for main NPCs, I've gotten about a good, I think I'm either over or nearing 25% of all the main NPCs with their audio finalized and sent in. Everything else, probably about 50% done.
Hey, that's pretty good. We already answered the question. Is there anything you need help with? We already touched on that one. And then we actually already talked about what is the best way to get connected with you and learn more about the project.
No, actually, I do have another thing to add to that.
Oh yeah, please.
I have been contemplating how I'm going to. I want to give developer notes on the project because I realize I've been pretty silent on it. I did a Team Cherry and I just didn't talk about it that much.
All of the projects have. That's why I'm making this video. I don't know what's going on with any of the projects.
Well, I've come to realize why that is. It's because I'm working so much on it that I forget to just, I forget about the publicity side of it where, there are people who are excited about it. And I do want to give a developer's like notes on its progress. That would be around hopefully end of December. It's not looking like we'll get one of those right now. Maybe we'll get one of those shortly, but it's looking like if I am gonna do something, I'm gonna do a live stream where I just I play a beta version of the mod, showing off things that it does.
Perfect.
But besides that, I might post things on my Twitter about its progress. There's not really much to talk about currently, but that's the best place to get up-to-date news.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'm sure once it's done or very close, you'll start working on the quote unquote marketing and letting people know that it's done or ready. So
right, yeah.
Very cool. I'm really excited to see it once it's all done. I'm definitely looking forward to playing it, and I really appreciate you coming on, and I'll talk to you again more real soon.
All right. Thank you for having me on. And all right. Bye, Relyea.
Bye. Thank you, CC. So the next project that we're going to be talking about is Fyremoth. And so I'm joined by both Rusty, who is obviously Rusty making YouTube videos and doing his big Hollow Knight stuff. And we've got one of the developers. And how do I pronounce your name? Is it Mandarin?
Yeah, that's it's Mandarin. It's Dutch, so.
Ah, very cool. So thank you guys both so much for joining me and being here, because I just really want to learn more about your project. So first question, can you describe your project and what you're working at like kind of like a high level, like just big picture? What is it you guys are doing?
Yeah, I guess it's like the surface of it is like Fyremoth did kind of have a bit of trouble at first, kind of discovering its identity, I guess you could say, because just a little over a year ago, this was just a skin, and like nothing else really. And then a couple programmers got a hold of me in the Discord, in my Discord server, like when the very first teaser trailer went up.
Uh-huh.
And one of those programmers was Mandarin. And I think like about a year later, it's like blossomed into a whole mod. And I think one of the things that set it apart is that there aren't a lot of overhaul mods for Hollow Knight. Like there are a lot of mods that like they're additive, I guess, in a way. Like they add new locations, new lore, new like this and that or whatever.
Yeah, Hollow Knight aims more to redefine the experience, I think.
Yeah, it's like I've seen a lot of people calling it New Game Plus, like a New Game Plus experience for Hollow Knight for people that have played it and they want more out of it, more challenge, like more, like just more like a different experience, I guess. Well, the same experience, but like it's rewarding in a different way, I guess.
Yeah, although
and that's kind of what Fyremoth is trying to do.
Started off of that a little bit with the recent changes we decided to add. I'm not going to mention them because I think we want to keep them a secret, but
totally fine.
Are they really?
I was actually gonna say that's why we've like that was part of discovering the path that we've kind of been on. If anything, that's what's helped idealize the mod a little more for me.
Can we go like to the very beginning for anybody who doesn't even know what Fyremoth is? Like what is it? Like if somebody's never seen the skins or the project at all, kind of describe it just a little bit.
Oh yeah, sure.
The knight, we reskinned the knight and gave him fire abilities.
Yep. Fire abilities, and it's a mod that kind of like reorganizes and like retweaks the combat in a way that kind of toys with damage over time abilities, because like burn damage is like a huge thing.
Yeah.
And the only damage over time abilities Hollow Knight has, like Spore Shroom and like Crest, like there aren't a lot of abilities like that, and I always felt like there should have been more. Yeah.
They're very area based and nothing in the spells themselves.
Yeah.
Focus maybe.
Yeah.
So the Fyremoth mod is basically taking that and like making a mod out of it.
Interesting. Okay. And then the idea is that it's something that's additive to the entire game, so it's basically Hollow Knight but redone with these elements, right?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a retake.
Okay.
Like it's an overhaul mod basically.
Interesting. Okay, got it. So how many people are actually working on this project, and how long has this been going on for? Like when did you guys get started developing?
We started 9 months ago now.
Okay.
No, yeah, 9. I contacted Relyea when we hit around 6 months because I uploaded that video. Yeah, 9 months. Exactly, actually. Well, no, it's exactly 3 months since I uploaded that video.
So that would have been
around
like
9 months.
April of 2021, give or take.
Yeah. Yes.
Dang, time flies. Is that what you're trying to say, Rusty?
Yeah, holy. Yeah, I was sitting here like in stasis, just thinking about holy shit, that's actually been 9 months.
Yeah.
I'm really trying not to curse because I know this is your channel.
It's all right. You're doing a great job so far. We'll bleep it if need be. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but yeah, it was originally supposed to be a skin, like I said, just like a simple skin that recolored the knight to have a red cloak instead of blue. And yeah, 9 months later, we've got like
Rusty used some
programmers working on it.
White substance, and now we're here.
Yeah.
White powder.
So and then how many people are working on it now? I mean, other than
4.
you two, there's 4 total.
Well,
on the main team, I think, yeah.
On the main team, yeah.
Fair
we
enough.
have me, Rusty, and Red Frog as the OGs. We used to have a guy called Cjero, but he did nothing at all. I think he committed once, and that's it. And we recently took on Godfriend.
Good stuff.
Just in hopes of speeding up development.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for it. Like, it looks good, and just having like new experiences with Hollow Knight is always fun. So, speaking of like development and adding stuff, how has the development like been going over time? Like, has it been like pretty consistent, like slow and steady? Has it been like
No.
you have periods of like where you're going faster and periods where you're going slower? Or has it been steady?
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last 3 months since I uploaded that video, I have done a bit, but like not a lot.
Yeah.
Red Frog
I think
has 10 other projects and computer problems. Godfriend is just new, so it's not going very well. I really hope this conversation is gonna give me a bit of motivation, because I need it.
It seems like our schedules also just never line up because like
Yeah.
you guys are still in school, and December, like you guys are getting shafted with exams like nonstop.
No, I'm not. I don't have
Wow,
exams
really?
yet.
Well, we're all those
you're-
excuses
Oh,
earlier.
well, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yet.
You're American, yeah.
But yeah, it's just
school
like
systems are very different.
there's you guys in school, and there's me like trying to like get back in it because I've been slacking on content a lot, and I've been trying to get back into it and test out some new ideas. And just like because we all have like so many other obligations already that it's just hard for us to line up our schedules properly. So we have times where there'll just be like weeks of silence. And there are also times where I'll get like an entire enemy sprite sheet done in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
Only
Manda
to
will be
find
on
out
it, and he'll
the
just be
bounds
like,
are,
yeah,
wrong.
only to find out the bounds are dicked up
Oh no.
for no reason.
Nah,
We have to find out where those are. Never mind.
so I have to manually do the stuff again. I don't want to until Frog finishes what he is working on, whatever.
Got it. Interesting. Okay. Well, at least there's some progress, and you guys are still working on it. Because yeah,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are gonna be really excited for it. So we'll have to
We are.
we'll have to
I
get
hope
everyone
so, yeah.
to leave comments down below to make you guys finish. Tell them how excited you are.
I'll try and read them all, just like I did in all the other videos Rusty uploaded.
Yes.
You really do read all the comments. It's dedication.
Yeah.
The favorite question of anybody who's doing development. Any ideas when this will be ready? Either a general
No.
estimation. No, it's not coming soon.
Silk soon.
Silk
Nope.
soon.
Silk soon.
Oh man. I have a feeling Team Cherry is never gonna live that down. Like
No.
soon.
Yeah.
It's always
Well,
soon.
well, here's the thing. We don't know. Like we have an idea, I guess, but we're just I'm so afraid of saying anything,
Yeah.
of putting an
We have an idea of
expectation
what
on it.
needs to be done.
Yeah.
We just can't get it done.
No, we're getting it done. Like we're getting it done too. It's just like I don't want to put a number on it and then put that pressure
Still
on
to
ourselves.
meet that.
Yeah, because like anything could happen. We could stagnate. We could get it done sooner than we expected, and like we get impatient. Like anything could happen.
Yeah.
So just like
Yeah.
it really is easy to just say soon in quotation marks and just leave it at that.
It's
but
not like you guys are a development studio where it's just like you've got
No.
certain
No, we're like
deadlines
4
and
people.
like and you guys
We're
are
not
doing it on
even
the side for
close
fun.
to full time.
Yeah, just 4 people, all of
If I
which
have a good
have
school day,
other
I can
obligations.
get. If I have a good school day, I can get 2 hours of work in, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said you guys got 4 people, and you've got kind of like your main team, and it sounds like you might have help from other people here and there as well. Is there anything in particular that you guys need help with? Like anybody watching this video, if we could do an all call, like if you could ask for help on anything, do you need help?
Motivation.
That's a very, I don't want to say a broad question, but that's like
Yeah.
like if you give me honestly, if you give me time, I can think of so many things.
Like if somebody like I don't know, like do you need animation? Do you need development? Do you need? I mean, development is so broad. I don't even know what kind of development. Like I don't know. Are there any like problems in particular that you're running into that somebody listening, if they have the right skills, could help you with?
Well, I think the biggest thing we're running into currently is with Rusty making custom sprites, their bounds being wrong. I now have to manually copy values, do some math on them, copy them to somewhere else. But Frog's already working on that.
Well, I also think one of the bigger problems we've been having is the fact that I'm technically the only artist on the team.
Yeah, that's
like there's one of me and there's 3 programmers. So if I could say something off the top of my head, like in the future, what we need for development is probably like another pair of hands to help out for like artists, be like animation and stuff like that.
All right, so wrapping this up, so what is the best way that people can get in contact with you and learn more about the project?
Ooh.
Well, instead of get in contact, just get connected to learn about the project. Because don't you guys? They don't necessarily need to DM you guys and be like, "Hey."
No.
But don't you guys have a Discord for this?
We have, but it's private.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a dev Discord that's like 30 people. I guess just I don't want you to have more links in your description than you need to, but I guess just find my server and look it up. Like there are people that ask about Fyremoth all the time. We don't have a Fyremoth section for it. But if you just talk about it in one of the general chats, like one of us will probably pop up and answer.
I didn't even know people were talking about Fyremoth.
Well, we get a lot of mod mail.
Yeah, no,
you don't know.
I mean, in the Discord.
You don't see them because they usually use mod mail for questions. And I get a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and the other ways I would say are Rusty has made some videos. And I made a video that I'm very proud of, but it's very shitty about the history
Amanda did
of
edit
Fyremoth.
one of.
Oh, yeah, I
you
also
edited that,
one of yours.
And you edited one of the updates
for my own channel.
One of the update logs.
Yeah.
So the best place to stay up to date on the information would be your Discord and probably your YouTube channel and maybe even your Twitter, Rusty. Is that probably the best spots?
Shit's Twitter still. Yeah, in that order, honestly.
Yeah, and if you're interested in the history, I have a video on my channel.
Yes, and I'll
you
make
tweeted,
sure
you tweeted it out.
Well. Yeah, no, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Oh damn, I'm proud of it, but it's definitely not a good video.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit. It's interesting, it really is.
Thanks.
So,
everyone's got to start somewhere.
That's right.
Definitely true.
Thank you guys so much for letting me know about your project and hanging out for a little bit. I really do appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man, sure. Thanks for having us on, letting us participate.
It's been awesome.
Of course. All right, bye. So the next group that we are going to be talking about today is the Maskbearer project, and I have with me the 2 different project leads. We got Trobio and Shalon. I'm probably butchering the names. I'm doing my best. But welcome, guys. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having us. I'm doing well.
Hello.
We're both doing well, it looks like.
Good to hear.
Indeed.
So the first one speaking, that's Trobio, and the second one speaking, that's Shalon. I should probably make that a little bit more clear, but thank you guys so much for being here. So I want to ask you guys, first off, what is the Maskbearer project? Like, what are you guys working on, just kind of generally speaking on a high level?
Yeah, so in Hollow Knight Maskbearer, so you play as a mysterious character that's called the Maskbearer, and you're going to travel through a whole new realm which was shattered ages before your arrival, and this is the land or the kingdom of Kindleshell. So you kind of arrive on the fringes of the kingdom, and you have to go around the extent of its borders, battling enemies, befriending allies, and uncovering these ancient secrets of the land and of its past and why it seems it's in such this decrepit state.
Interesting. So you don't play as Quarrel?
No. Actually, Shally, do you want to kind of talk a little bit about that as to why we started to change course with that?
Sure thing. So with Quarrel, we had a lot of limitations per se with like voice acting or just overtone, and even like animations could be a little bit hard matching Ari's sometimes.
Oh,
so
interesting.
What we found is it's just easier to start from fresh and create a whole new character. That way we have no creative limitations.
That makes sense. That's really smart. I wasn't sure if I was just like completely like losing my mind. I could have swore some of the original artwork and some of the original stuff was showing Quarrel, right?
Yes, you definitely you weren't losing your mind there. That there
Okay.
definitely was a lot of Quirrell stuff that we did. For about the first, what would you say? I mean, six months almost basically was just Quirrell content. But then we decided, trying to find the exact date here. I think it was around February 4th, where the new protagonist, February 2nd, February 4th, where we got this new design of a protagonist that Shao created. And he contacted me first, and we were kind of, and he was kind of like, I have this design for a new protagonist. I have this idea. I think it would work out a lot better, so we're not so limited by Quirrell like pre-established
Backstory and canon and stuff.
backstory. Yeah, exactly. So we decided to take a different route with that around that time, and we also discovered within the kingdom that we were working on itself, it was actually a water theme. That was the general theme of the kingdom. It was water and underwater and kind of this theme in itself. So we decided that we wanted to be we wanted to branch out more from that. So that's why that changed.
That's super interesting. Very cool to hear. So how many people are working on the project so far?
Yeah.
Do I
Go
answer
ahead,
this or? Okay.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Currently, there are 8 people working on Maskbearer. We filmed for multiple roles, like each and everyone does a little bit of something every once in a while, but overall, we're kind of our own bosses per se. Like, we'll branch out to different areas of like lore, art sometimes, world building, you name it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a controlled chaos, like everyone is an artist, so it's fun because we get to all have our own designs, and we get to portray those through all of our art. And so yeah,
That's awesome. Really cool. And then how has development been going? Has it been slow and steady? Do you guys go through like spurts, or has it gone on the back burner? Yeah, how's that been going?
yeah, definitely. How would you say, Shell? I mean, like it's like spurts, kind of,
It's we do have some slow and steady pace here and there, but for the most part, we'll go in between spurts and then slow and steady and back and forth. That's just mostly due to outside factors like college or school, all of that stuff. Since we're not full-time devs.
Exactly. That's kind of
exactly.
the gist that I've been getting from all of the different the developer, the projects and things. They're kind of, when they've got time, sometimes they'll like really dig into it, and then sometimes they slow down a little bit. So
yeah, like we have some times where it's really like, holy cow, we have all these ideas, like we're so inspired, but then we have times where we have a lot of other stuff going on, and it's just kind of a slow creep. We're getting there.
Yeah, that makes sense. What is the scope of the project? So a little bit more detailed. You already said that this is taking place in another kingdom. You got another character. Are you able to share with us either how many bosses you're looking to create, or how many enemies, or what kind of scale you're looking at creating with this mod?
Yeah, Shal, you can kind of start us off here.
We originally were trying to go for like smaller than Hollow Knight. We're not sure if that will still be the case.
Really?
Yeah, we're hoping it will be, but basically more condensed. In a sense.
We've kind of started to actually reach that point where it's like, oh man, I think we might want to make this a little bit bigger than we originally planned, because we do have a lot of ideas and a lot of things like sitting around that we would love to implement, and we're kind of like, we just got to find a place for it,
Interesting. That's really cool. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't sure what I was expecting. I think a lot of times I am expecting a more of like a reskin of kind of what's already there and kind of moving stuff around or whatever else. But this sounds like it's a lot more nuanced than that.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going for like full originality. We're always looking in new ways of like making new areas that really haven't been done before, and also like that goes to, like bosses and even movement in general.
Absolutely, yeah. Like we sit down for a long time just discussing how to make the Maskbearer actually different from any of the characters that you played before in Hollow Knight. So I mean, you have the Knight, and then now with Silksong you're gonna have Hornet. So we really try to figure out how we can make this character very different from those two, and it's definitely a challenge. You know, we've spent quite a while really figuring that out, but you know, it's, you know, we're working on it, and I think it's really fun to be able to try to figure out, make it different, you know, make it its own thing. So it's pretty fun.
Without having played Silksong, obviously, do you know kind of roughly how the movement of this game is going to feel, as far as it being more, are you kind of taking just the Little Knight and making a few little edits to that, or are you making it a little bit more fast-paced like Hornet, or kind of in between?
Yeah, I'd say it's in between. I mean, I know, Shell, you've animated all the movement and done a lot of that, so you can definitely take it from here in terms of that regard.
Yeah, it's kind of like in between at the moment, where we have some slow and we have some fast paced movements. So far it's kind of undetermined, but it could go either way. I would say it's probably gonna fall more around the night speed though.
Interesting.
Agreed, yeah.
Okay.
So the character is, I think, not as around Hornet's height. I don't know if we've determined that yet, but
Actually, quite a bit smaller. It's actually almost cleanly in between Hornet and the Knight's heights themselves.
yeah, so I think maybe that's maybe a representation of like how it's, you know, the Maskbearer will actually move. You know, but it's going to be more on the Knight side. You know, a little bit more heavy.
Okay.
But I think there's or at least we want to have some really cool movement abilities that will, you know, maybe make you jump really high in the air, make you zoom across the sky or something. That we've tossed some ideas around, and we're just gonna have to see what works.
Oh man, that is so cool. That is so, like, the project sounds a lot bigger than whatever I was imagining before we started talking. So very awesome.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been working on this project now?
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, Shell.
We could evenly split this in kind of like two parts, since we had the Quarrel phase and then we had like the Maskbearer phase.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say each of those have lasted for roughly about 6 months now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to answer this, actually, you can tell Relyea when the formations of the group kind of started to take place.
Yeah, for sure. So what originally happened was Shell, he made these really awesome Quirrell fakes, and I thought they were really awesome, and they are really awesome. You can check those out on his Twitter. They were really cool. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, you know, this is such a cool concept. You know, what if we kind of worked together and we made, like, you know, a fan game concept out of this? And he thought that was a cool idea. And so we started the group on around the 15th to the 16th of July in 2020. And we kind of basically, all it was at the start was just these, you know, random Quirrell fakes that Shao made, and they were so cool, and people thought it was really cool, and they started coming in, and eventually we got to the point where we started adding people to like our little team, like our little group.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple of those members, Clinkerton and Chactus, they came on the 9th or the 24th of September, in 2020. And then we got some more people. We had Chromatech. He came in on the 31st of December in 2020. And then one of our kind of semi-animators, he does a lot of awesome animation, Lub, he came in on the 11th of December. And that was kind of the Quirrell era. And a lot of people made a ton of concept art, made a ton of art around it, and we actually garnered a really, like, we thought it was a really big community, and we were really excited about it. But then we, you know, as time went on, we started to see the limitations of Quirrell, and so, you know, when we made that switch, it was, you know, around the 2nd to the 4th of February in 2021. So we've had actually the Maskbearer for a little bit longer, wouldn't you say, Shao?
Yeah. Getting close to actually a year now.
Was it
really
really hard to make that switch from Quirrell to the Maskbearer? As far as, did you lose a lot of work and time in progress, or was it really easy to hey, we just keep the character model roughly the same height, and now we just have to redo the artwork, or what changed?
Yeah, well, it actually was a difficult change. I think Shal and we kind of went back and forth on it a little bit. If I recall correctly, I don't know what happened there exactly, but it was not like an easy decision because we were actually tossing away a lot of that stuff that we had already established.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of, we were like, okay, well, I think we're gonna have a lot more freedom with this, so we eventually had to scrap a lot of that stuff and move on. And there are a couple things that I believe will start to present themselves from the old Quirrell project in this new project. In some kind of artistic ways and stuff that kind of harken back to that. But yeah, we definitely did give up a lot when we changed. So
luckily, also, I should mention that when the Maskbearer was first introduced, that also meant we had to throw out some like kind of gameplay decisions we had and replace them with some new stuff. But overall, it was actually a pretty smooth transition looking at gameplay stuff because we had more opportunity.
Absolutely. I felt like it was like kind of like, oh man, we had all this work, but it was also like it felt pretty easy to it kind of refreshing, to make some really new stuff. So
cool. So every game dev's favorite question is, do you guys have any idea when this will be ready? Even if it's just a general guesstimation, or do you guys have like a man, this would be great if it's out by this time next year?
Oh gosh, Shal, I what do you think?
This is a pretty easy answer, I'd say. After Silk Song, or
yeah,
like,
most
after
definitely.
Silk Song.
Really?
We're slower than, of course, Team Cherry. They have an amazing track record of speed compared to like the amount of content they produce.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky if I get a fantastic idea like once every blue moon. So that shows you how fast I'm working. So, but I think it'll be a while, but we're getting there. That's the important thing.
Very cool. Well, it also sounds like just because it's not just a reskin of Hollow Knight, it's something that myself and I'm sure a lot of other people are going to be really excited to go back and check out and see what you guys have built.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal. I think we get really excited about, people seeing this as a really like kind of an extension of this world. And I think it's really fun for us to make up new stuff. And I think some of the challenge is trying to figure out how to kind of push the boundaries of the Hollow Knight world, and really try to make stuff that's just really wacky and really whimsical and stuff that people have never seen before.
And also, I should mention that we were trying to go for originality. So what that also means is that during the beginning portion, like when we were first starting off, this was just the means to pass Silk Song, make some cool ideas and whatnot. But as time's gone on, we've gotten bigger and our aspirations are only growing.
That's so good.
Absolutely.
So when it goes back to game development, did you guys start with pretty much the same engine and code and everything as Hollow Knight, or did you guys even change that up quite a bit? Like, how much from the ground up did you begin with building this game versus how much did you start off with what was already there?
Yeah, go ahead, Shal.
Originally, this was planned to be a Hollow Knight mod back in, it was kind of like in the Quirrell days, but we quickly realized that wasn't feasible due to the amount of content we wanted to just put in here overall. So
yeah,
I'd say we did have originally the groundwork to build off Hollow Knight, but since then we've greatly moved on from that.
Yeah, definitely. I think we started to realize that, like, okay, this is gonna be the biggest mod on the planet if we keep going with trying to make it a mod. So we kind of made that decision kind of as we realized that it was really growing beyond just a mod. So
interesting. So once it's all said and done, will it be released as a standalone game then? I mean, it would have to be if it's not a mod anymore, right?
Yeah, it would definitely. We it to at that, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't actually I haven't thought about that. Aspect of it. I mean, what about you, Shell? I mean, like that would be such a cool thing, definitely.
For us, yeah, we plan to make this standalone, but we're gonna have some means of having a user, like PC user, basically require either Hollow Knight, Silksong, or maybe even both to actually play Maskbearer, since we know we can't have the profits going to us. So ideally, if someone hasn't bought Hollow Knight or Silksong and they actually might be interested in our thing, we can throw TC some maybe extra cash in return.
Yeah, we definitely want to make sure that people play their games, because that is, obviously our inspiration, and we want to make sure that they really get to experience their worlds as well as ours.
And yeah, we plan on doing kind of like a King's Pass sort of Silksong demo sort of thing first before we keep going on with the thing, just to make sure TC's all right with it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So we've been kind of putting together a little bit of a. It's kind of starts in the first area of the game, which is essentially these wastes that are outside the kingdom, and so we've been kind of putting that together slowly, and there's been some really cool stuff. And I mean, just the community coders and that have been working on it has been beyond my expectations, to say the least. It baffles my mind, like how people do this. It's such a cool thing to see. It's like, oh hey, that's hey, Shell drew that. It's like that's his work. It's crazy.
That's
it's
cool.
so cool to see. Yeah. So that's been really fun for us, I think.
Have you guys tried to reach out to Leth at all?
Not yet, and that's because we know they're preoccupied with Silksong, and so until we have something presentable, we don't really want to bother them.
Yeah, I mean, whatchamacallit? So Ari and William, they're impossible to get a hold of. I mean, they're not on social media. I mean, if you can't email them, like there's just no way that I know of that you can get a hold of them. But Leth is pretty easy to get a hold of, and you'd be able to ask him questions and whatever else. Like that's part of what he does as being the PR marketing director, and he's not like coding Silksong. You know what I mean? So yeah, just as a tip or a next step for that part of the journey. Once you're ready, that's definitely who you'd talk to, and it wouldn't be too hard to get a hold of him.
Absolutely, for sure. We'll definitely contact him once we have something that we're happy with and really ready to present to people. So that's definitely exciting.
Is there anything that you guys need help with? Like, if you could reach out to somebody in my community, like I don't know how many coders and artists and whatever else we have out there. I'm sure there's a couple of them. What do you guys need help with, if anything?
Coders. Definitely coders.
We're always looking for people who have former experience with working with Hollow Knight's internals, and so they can give us feedback on how certain things might work from Team Cherry's own design.
Okay.
Yeah, so if there are any coders out there, we'd really appreciate the contribution, because it's really important that if we want to make this project an actual project that people can play, definitely need the coders who have the experience, with Unity and with like Shao said, like the inner workings of Hollow Knight. So
perfect. There we go. Hopefully someone will reach out to you. And what is the best way to have people reach out to you? I believe it would probably be, don't you have a Discord, right? Yeah, Maskbearer?
We do. Yeah, so the official Maskbearer Discord server, get in touch with us. I mean, anyone is welcome to reach out to us. Or I'd say we're pretty easygoing.
Yeah, right now we have our community tab just kind of closed, more or less because after I think we're both done with schoolwork for now, so we're looking at all the community stuff at the moment.
Yeah, so I spent a little bit the other day going through, because we have an overwhelming amount of community contributions. Sorry, and we kind of were like, oh boy, we need to put the cap on this because we don't have time for this to look over all these awesome ideas, you know. So that's closed for now, but I spent a little bit the other day looking through it, and Shell I know is going to look through it, and we're going to kind of pick and choose and see what stuff we want to try to maybe put into the project. So
very cool. Well,
yeah.
I know I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming by and talking with me, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the Maskbearer project.
Yeah, I'm very glad. Thank you for having us.
All right, have a great day. Bye. Next up is the Pale Court, and unfortunately I was not able to get a hold of their devs to be able to talk about their project. My understanding of it, at least the feeling I get, is that the project is put on hold for one reason or another, whether it's personal or they just came into some roadblocks or whatever it is. I don't know if they're going to pick it back up or kind of what's going on there. Either way, if they do pick it back up, I am really excited because it just seems really, really cool. It's supposed to be some really difficult bosses. Essentially, you'd be fighting the 5 different Great Knights: Zamir, Dryia, Isma, Hejmal, and Ogrim, which is the Dung Defender. So I think all of them would be just like souped up bosses, and they're supposed to be pretty difficult. Sounds awesome. I hope that this ends up coming to see the light of day, but we'll see. If you made it this far into the video, please be sure to subscribe and leave a like. I'd really appreciate it, and let's continue. So last but not least, we are going to be interviewing Stizzle, who is part of the Sanctuary team. And I'm really interested in this one. The NPCs just look absolutely beautiful, and I just really, really want to learn more about this project. It was announced a good little while ago, and so yeah, Stizzle. First off, how are you doing, my friend?
Hello, Relyea. Thanks for having me on here. It's a pleasure, and yeah, I'm doing fine. I've got some stressy university times ahead of me, but other than that, I'm good. I'm glad to be here and be able to talk a bit about this project.
Yeah, very cool. I'm very excited. So first off, can you describe like what is the project that you're working on at a high level? So like just kind of generally, like what is it?
Okay, so Hollow Knight the Sanctuary is basically a fan-made expansion of sorts. We're a team of like 12-ish people, I think, 10 to 12 people, and we are trying to implement an all-new area into the existing Hollow Knight, which will be free to download and free to play, of course. And this is going to tell an all-original new story that still, you know, it kind of lives alongside the canon, so it's still really fitting to the Hollow Knight universe, but it's original, has some original elements.
Very cool. It looks so good already from just like the NPCs in the artwork perspective. So yeah, definitely excited for it. So you already said that there's about 12 people working on this. I'm curious, one, what is your role in the project, and also just generally speaking, how has the project development been going?
Okay, so it first started off with Tian, who is the project lead and also behind all of the art, basically, hitting me up and being like, hey, Stizzle, can you maybe come up with some lore and story about this project and help me get some new members? So that has been basically my role. I've basically written and built the story of this expansion and the lore and the world, and I've helped get in a few other people, you know, reached out to people and had people reach out to me via the trailer and stuff. And yeah, so I guess it's like kind of media management / story lore kind of deal. The other people, we've got some music people, you know, for example, Gothier is really well known in the community when it comes to music, and he's one of 3 people working on the music. And yeah, we've got some programmers, artists, animators, etc. And yeah, development has been going steadily, but of course, like as you've said, of recording already. It kind of tends to be a bit slower for these fan projects in general than for real games when it comes to development and progression. Just because, you know, we're not working full time on the project.
Exactly.
Because, you know, we're not getting any money, so it's kind of like a pure passion project. But yeah, development has been going well, but it has been going slow. But we'd rather have it go slow and the end product be great than to rush it out just to have it out before Silksong or whatever, and then the product suffering because of it.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. So what is the scope of the project like, as far as how many areas or bosses? Like, what is it that you guys are really trying to add into the game, as far as whatever it is you're willing to share?
Okay, the scope of the project is basically the sanctuary, which is going to be the area in which you're going to play in, and that's where the whole project takes place. And within it, we've got all new, like basically I think every art asset you see is created from scratch, and every NPC you will see is created from scratch. We've got like 4, 5. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say the exact numbers. We've got a bunch of NPCs. Let's just.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh god, my team is going to strangle me because I'm not as tight-lipped as I should be. Maybe.
If you want, I can take that out.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, and we've got a bunch of enemies to fight, a bunch of quests. And we're also going to implement a skin system where you'll be able to obtain new skins. At least one of which is an original skin created by our team, and we're also trying to get skins from like other teams as well and other modding creators. And then we've also got a boss we're working on, which is going to be one of my favorite parts of the expansion, to be honest.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Have you already, is it far enough to where you've already had a chance to fight against that boss, or like try it out a little bit, or is it still too early for that?
It's still too early for that. I mean, I've played like for the trailer and stuff. I have played parts of the expansion, and it's been getting along a lot further than way back in May when we uploaded the trailer, of course. But like, the boss itself is going to be quite complex. Like, I'm looking at some of these files and animations, and I'm like, damn, that's a lot of different movements and attacks and stuff. So it's definitely going to be more on the complex side for a boss. So not like a boss that has 3 attacks and that's it. So yeah, we're trying to create something that can really battle the best bosses in Hollow Knight. And that's a huge task, basically, because the bosses in Hollow Knight are so great. So yeah, we're just trying to make a really memorable boss, and I haven't had a chance to fight them yet, but it's getting along.
Very cool. So you had mentioned that the trailer went up in May of 2021, and how long was it before even the trailer went up? Like, how long have you guys been working on this?
Okay, so basically, Tian, as I said before, like project, project lead, reached out to me. I think it was in October 2020.
Wow.
And he himself had started working on the art and stuff, and coming up with some like structures for potential lore and stuff in, I think, August or like the summer of 2020. And then it had been like a really long time until we really got started, because we had to pick out members and really had to see what kind of combination of members really fits the team and where everyone's place is. So until we could really get started, it was actually like February, I think, 2021. And then we got everything for the trailer, and afterwards, we've been gradually working on the project, and yeah, so that's how it's been going, basically.
Very cool. Any idea on when this is going to be ready? This is coming out soon, right?
The infamous word. Yeah.
Right. Soon can be soon just means anything at this point.
Yeah, soon it means anything. Yeah, this project is there's no to be announced release date yet. It's basically non-determined yet. Just it's going to come out. That I can say that for sure. But it's not going to be like in the next weeks or something. So, and not even in the next like month or 2 or 3, I guess. So we're still working hard at it, and yeah, it's gonna be ready when it's ready.
Yeah, right? That's kind of where everyone's at. Everyone's like, don't even ask me when it's gonna be ready, man. We don't know.
It's also hard to say because it's a whole back and forth with like you gotta implement a new thing, and then 3 other things break, and then you gotta test 2 things. So it's kind of like hard to keep track of the like overall progress. So it's like not like a progress chart, and it's like, okay, we are 70% there, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a bit harder to track, but we're making progress, and that's all that counts, I think. So yeah.
Good. Is there anything in this project that you guys need help with, or do you kind of already have your team really solidified?
I think at the moment, like, our team is really solidified. This team has been in this exact formation as it stands now for like at least like close to half a year, I'd say, and only like 1 or 2 people came or left in the last half year. So it's pretty solidified, I'd say. Of course, if we ever need someone, we'll make sure to reach out. But yeah, at the moment we're fine, I think.
Good stuff. And so, last but not least, what is the best way to get in contact with you guys or the team as far as just to stay updated on the project? Like, do you guys have a Discord or just your YouTube channel? What's the best way to keep updated?
We currently do not have a Discord and aren't really planning on doing so. The best way to stay updated is just basically my YouTube channel, which is Stizzle, as the same as my name, so
yeah,
not hard, I guess. And yeah, on there you'll find like the trailer and also a Q&A we made with Audi Mefev a few months ago, and yeah, a playlist with all the videos where every update will be put into. And yeah, otherwise I guess there's like Gothia who uploads the music and stuff, but for like the main trailer and updates, that's going to be on my channel.
Good. Yeah, I'll make sure to leave links to all that down below. So
Perfect.
Yeah, Stizzle, thank you so much for coming on and give us an update on the Sanctuary. Like I said, it looks so good, and I'm really hyped for what you guys come out with.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me, and yeah, I wish you all the best, and also all the best to all the viewers out there. Yeah, have a great day.
Thank you, my friend. Bye. Thank you all so much for stopping by. A lot of really awesome projects, and I can't wait to see all of these come out. It might be a little bit, but that's okay. Totally worth it. Like, these look so good. They're all putting in their heart into these projects. All these fan-made stuff just gets me so hyped. I'm excited. Let me know down in the comments, which project are you most excited for? What do you want to see be brought to the light of day? Again, my name is Relyea, and I'll talk to you again more real soon. Thanks. Bye.